here? Who's here? It's Friday Night Live. It's time to check in on the news and see what the heck is going on. So I'll wait a few minutes for people to show up. I think I see one person. I'm trying to get the lighting right. That's a little weird. All right, hi. You're the first one here, Creative Creations. I love your Chrisanne Creations. I love your handle. All right, so today the moon is in, I should have checked this. The moon is in Aries. That makes sense. The moon is in Aries. Any Aries out there? Do we have any Aries people out there? Hi! You're here. It's good. It's good to be here. It's good that it's Friday. It's a new month. It's December. Milu didn't send me an invite. No idea. I do need to reach out to him. I can't say that I have no idea at all because I have a sense. Here's my take on what happened. Milu was interviewing somebody or collaborating with somebody earlier in the week, and her name was Deanne. And I think Milu might have gotten confused, thinking that he was talking to me. I don't know. That's my take on it. Might have forgotten, but I was doing a music gig, and I was prepared to finish up by noon, and it didn't. I didn't get the invite. So I don't know. Maybe somebody out there could let Milu know that he forgot about me. It's like kind of used to that kind of thing. I'm trying to break that pattern. Anyway, it's all good. It all works out in the wash in the end, right? Everything works out in the end. Everything works if you let it. A friend of mine used to say that to me a lot. And that everything works if you let it. He mentioned Deanne and me. I don't know why he forgot about me. He didn't even mention it on the show today. Yeah, and when he was saying Deanne, he was saying Deanne. He said Dion. So we get confused sometimes. In life, we get confused sometimes. So let me know how you're doing. Let me know how your day was. Let me know how your week was. I do want to mention a few things. One is that the light is winning. We pray every single week. He's very forgetful. Poor Milu. We'll reach out. It'd be great if you guys could reach out to Milu for me too. That's really helpful. So there were things that happened that that are indicating that the light is winning every single week. We here on my channel and at 20 on Tuesdays and at Church of Spirituality. Church just means fellowship. Don't be turned off by the word church. Thank you, Paula Ann. So we pray and we visualize America healed. We do that every week. All year now. Pretty much all year now. You're working, not lurking. I like it. The light is winning. And you know what? It's really challenging to hang on to that whole sentiment, to hang on to that energy when it appears as though the light's not winning. So give yourself some credit for hanging in there even when it looked like it wasn't. Because there's a lot of things happening in the news. I know the world has a ton of problems, and we do need to get on top of things like global climate change. Absolutely. That's the most important thing in the whole scheme of things. We are seeing things improve. One case in point. Well, I want to mention that before I talk about Newt Gingrich and how we were almost like, what are you? Where did Newt go? Because it doesn't seem like it's him. Warren, I said no. I answered that question 5 times for you already. Kevin McCarthy will not be Speaker of the House. Anyway, I had said that I saw for this week a big arrest. And it seemed like a really big deal. And I think what that was Stuart Rhodes being convicted of seditious conspiracy. Greater crimes hardly ever do happen. I'm still, though, waiting for a big arrest to come. I do think I was picking up on that energy. And did anybody see Macron and Biden at the White House? That was really spectacular yesterday. Did anybody watch that? Good to see. It was very touching. It was very moving when you look at the whole, need for us to work together. It was good to see Macron and Biden together. Yes, Newt Gingrich actually wrote an article. If anybody knows where it showed up, the New York Times, I'm not sure which publication. The light is winning. Newt actually spoke to the Republicans and said Joe Biden was doing a good job. So I do need to go read that article. I can't even believe it. I really have had a big problem with Newt Gingrich. He's just been a terrible, terrible person. So when we say, when we say the light is winning, we want to cite examples of where the light is winning, and we see it happening. And it's really important that when good things are happening, that we make a big deal out of it. So where's my bell? Yay, the light is winning! It's hard to hear the bell on YouTube, I know. So, I just want to say that these are the things we've been praying to have happen. And it does work. And please join us for Grassroots of Democracy. Please join us for 20 on Tuesdays. Please join us for your own personal spiritual upliftment for a Church of Spirituality every single Sunday. Please stay with it. Stay with it. I know a lot of people here are saying, yes, the light is winning. Absolutely. So, I'm going to pull some cards. I want to ask about what I sensed. If you get an opportunity to watch Bridge Cape Ann, Corey and I did a show on Wednesday. It was 3 hours. You don't have to watch the whole thing. I can't get through it. I do watch just to see what I said because I forget a lot because I'm channeling. But anyway, somebody asked the question, what were Macron and Biden meeting about? What were they talking about? And I really got the strong sense that they are in an awareness that Putin is in his last days of the war anyway. So, oh, thank you. Lori saw the show. Yeah, Corey's a hoot. We just play off of each other. It's really fun. I saw that Macron and Biden were speaking about the end of the war. So there's something that they know. And Macron actually is the one world leader that has had success in speaking to Putin in the past. Thank you, Warren. I didn't mean to yell at you about Kevin McCarthy. Stop worrying about Kevin McCarthy, right? And I want to pull some cards about Biden and Macron and, dive into that a little bit more. Feel free not to worry. The heat miser, just talking about the show with Corey. Yeah, that was pretty funny. I saw Corey today. Feel free to post your questions. And I'll read on whatever ones I see and can keep track of. Yeah, we do that every Wednesday night. So we'll look at Macron and Biden. So yeah, I was with Corey today, which was fun. We did a show. I'll see if I can get it to you guys. It was a local cable show, and the musician they had booked fell ill, and so at the last minute I had to kind of scurry and put something together. And then I was rewarded because I didn't go on Milu's show. I stuck around. This is really fine hotel right on the beach here called Beauport Hotel, if you ever come to Gloucester, Mass. And then the chef there came out after the cable show, not news, cable show, local cable station, and brought out all this fish and lobster, and it was good. It was a good day. All right. Speaking of lobster, that's what they had at the state dinner last night. And, you know, speaking of lobster from this part of the country, it literally, like the lobster that I had today, just a tail, came from literally the place across the street, right off the lobster boats. And that's what Joe Biden and Macron were having for dinner. They had lobster. I didn't see the rest of the menu. But wouldn't it be lovely to go to a state dinner? And how awesome it is to see, you know how awful Trump was, you know, to all the leaders in Europe. Trump wanted to break apart NATO. So there's another blessing to count, because when we count our blessings, we see more blessings. So let's take a look at how that dinner went. I just, you know, when Biden got elected, legitimately, when Biden got elected, you could just feel the exhale of the European leaders. It was maybe not just them, but especially them. And then especially when Putin decided to start a war, that they all came together. And Newt Gingrich, to be writing an article in praise, I don't know how much praise of Biden, but it was to say Biden has done an amazing job, and the Republicans need to start to notice that that's why they pretty much lost in the midterms. That, you know, part of that is that Biden got in there when Putin went nuts, and is still nuts, and he pulled NATO together. Remember, love the light. Remember that Europe was pretty, our relationship with Europe was pretty rocky because Trump was calling NATO out for stealing our money, which we're not stealing NATO's money. He just was acting like Putin, basically. So all the European leaders were just so relieved. And I really could feel it when I saw them at the White House yesterday, and playing the French national anthem, and then I was able to listen to the French, because I'm doing my best to learn French, but don't ask me to say anything just yet. I recommend Duolingo. If you stick with it, you really do learn. So I caught a few words. Merci beaucoup. To all of you, merci beaucoup. I'm going to pull 3 cards about their dinner. Oh, thank you. My hair's growing. Somebody commented on that. It's getting really long. This is about the dinner. Here's Chuck with the wonderful quotes. Love that you guys are here. It's always so fun. Morning Joe said, while Republicans make fun of him, he keeps on doing good work. I know it, but see, the thing is, I mean, let that be a lesson to us on keeping on going and not listening to anybody's stuff, right? Yeah, Newt probably had an ulterior motive. It's just amazing that he went as far as he did. And to saying, the Republicans, they're going to keep losing if they keep up this crap. We sure have a lot to read on tonight. I'm using these cards for now. I really do like them. I always switch it up, so let's start with these. Normalcy is back at the White House. The normalcy got back to the White House when Joe Biden was elected. You're welcome, Chuck. I love quotes. One thing you might not know about me, no, maybe you do. Is it obvious that I love quotes? There's a good one up here. Let me show it to you. Our chief want in life is somebody who shall make us do what we can. Happy Friday. I am a spiritual life coach too, just saying. These cards are about the dinner with Biden and Macron. And this is what I was just referring to. This is about a bond. And the love is back. The love is back. The love has returned. the love for America from other countries. It's not perfect, of course. Not everyone loves us. But a lot of people do love America, us included, and we love democracy. It's back. I'm just reading about the energy of the state dinner. I think they had a lovely time. I think that that Jill Biden and Bridget Macron, I think her name is Bridget or something. I feel like they genuinely feel like they're friends, and they genuinely had a good time. So let Joe Biden be a lesson to each and every one of us. When people are trying to knock you down, the likelihood is that they feel threatened. They can't be as good as Biden. The Republicans can't be as good as Biden. He's very good at his job. He really prevented us from going into a really dark, even darker place than we were in. And he just kept going. Don't listen to the naysayers ever. The Ace of Pentacles, they're getting a lot accomplished. And the Page of Pentacles, I feel like that America and France are coming together, and they're writing up, it feels like they're writing new plans. There are new developments. He gifted a love song to Macron from their first date from him. Wasn't it a movie? Maybe it was a movie and a song. I did hear that. Yeah, so actually that makes sense, because I'm picking up that they formed a friendship. And when you are a world leader and you form friendships with other world leaders, and remember, Biden was in the White House for 8 years prior, plus being in politics his entire life. So the Page of Pentacles indicates that they're working on some new things. What was the song? Does anybody know? The song from the movie. Could be anything. We could guess. We could do a reading. Figure it out. By the way, thank you for those that are hitting the thumbs up. I really appreciate it. Please hit the thumbs up if you can. I always forget when I'm watching somebody's video that I like. There's a lot of great people on YouTube, and I'm so happy to be part of this community. Go Joe. Go Joe. And Joe is a Scorpio. He just turned 80. So somebody loves Joe's social intelligence. Yeah, it's called EQ. Emotional intelligence. Thank you for hitting the thumbs up. Wow, that happened fast. I really appreciate it. So good things are coming. I see a really strong conversation about addressing global climate change. Hi, Sherry. The Ace of Pentacles indicates new beginnings. I see the humpback whales there, which kind of point to me to the environment. Jane Fonda was just on Ari Melber. Check that out on YouTube later if you can. I'm a big admirer of Jane Fonda, and I'm also a big admirer of Neil Young, as some of you know. And I did get to watch the interview with Howard Stern. I mentioned that the other night with Corey. And Howard Stern was doing this thing that all interviewers do. Well, what do you think of Joe Biden? Well, actually, he asked about Trump. What do you think of Trump and all that? And Neil Young just said, the only thing that matters is that we address global climate change. And according to Jane Fonda, we have about 8 years left. And if we don't address it, it's, so we got to stay on top of things. So I'm saying that, I'm referring to that, because I just saw a card that indicated that that Macron and Biden are making plans to address global climate change. So that's great. We should probably dive into the topic that is a topic that is disturbing, so we won't spend a lot of time on it. But I'm not calling him Ye, I'm calling him Kanye. Because I don't have any respect for him, and I don't respect his wishes to be called Ye. And that's just how I feel. And guess what? It's a free country. We used to say that when I was younger. We used to say that. I remember growing up, people actually saying, well, it's a free country. And we were proud of that. We could do whatever we wanted. So if I want to call Kanye instead of Ye, That's my prerogative, right? I'm just mentioning that because a lot of people forget. It's a free country. America's a free country. And when I think about people like Ron DeSatan and, all these people that are trying to ban books and that kind of thing, it's a free country. Still a free country. We do have to fight to keep it. Oh, is somebody writing in French to throw me off? Very good. The new president of Brazil is an ecologist. Thank you, Nadrian Murkowski. I feel proud that I could read that. Yes, and thank you for bringing that up, Nadrian. I hope I'm not mutilating your name, because that's a sign that the light is winning too. Don't worry if you're late, Benjamin. There's no detention or anything. You don't get points off. Glad you're here. So we're gonna look at Kanye West. Okay, Warren, we'll see if I can get to that. Okay, so if you didn't see it, I don't think that there's much of it on the news, but I did see the video clip of Kanye. I mean, if you read energy, we all read energy to some degree, but if you've been reading energy for a long time, love the tree. If you've been reading energy for a long time like I have, I think you tend to just develop this really strong sensitivity to all kinds of strong energy, to the point where it's just like, it just kind of barrels you over. And when that meeting with Alex Jones and Kanye, what's with the black thing over his entire head? Has anybody figured out what was the point of him covering his entire head with a black cloth? That's like death. That's like it reminded me of when they have an interview, when there's an interview with somebody, say there was an interview with, I'm just going to say it. Say you're on a news program, for example, if a terrorist agreed to an interview and being questioned, they would black him out and distort him like that, and they would distort the voice sometimes, or if it was a whistleblower of some sort, they would distort, and so you wouldn't be able to see the person. If somebody was that dark in an interview like that, they would be, under some sort of a cover like that. So I'm going to ask if Kanye, this is what I'm going to ask. Is Kanye under the influence of the demonic? I kind of could read that French. Is Kanye under the influence of the demonic? No. I think he's up to just trying to get some kind of a reaction. Well, I'm surprised. I'm surprised to see that. Because I mean, it's a real different kind of an energy than just somebody who's got, bad intentions and hatred. It's a different kind of an energy. I think that what I'm sensing with Kanye, it's a little bit like this. You know how some people that are really numbed from trauma, who've had heinous things happen in their lives, and they go to horror movies and they like to see gore and that kind of stuff, blood and gore, that they're so numbed out that they have to do something to make themselves feel. I feel like with Kanye, it's that he has to do something to make, it's a shock value thing. Thank you, I did interpret that. I didn't want to get it totally wrong. You're a kind and sweet lady. Thank you, Nadrian. You're so sweet. It's mental illness. Well, what I was checking for is it demonic possession? What I'm picking up more is that Kanye is so disturbed that he's trying to go for the thing that will that will cause the most intense upset. And I don't know if there's a better way to cause intense upset, and to keep himself relevant. That's narcissism. Than to say that he what did he say about Hitler? He's an admirer of Hitler. We're going to read 3 cards about him. And I'll probably switch up the cards a little bit too. Thank you for hitting the thumbs up. Yeah, Benjamin, Kanye is bipolar, but I am not getting that that's what we're witnessing here. He's probably, okay, so what do you call it when somebody's delusions of grandeur? Yeah, so what's the outfit? What was that about? I'm getting these words, delusions of grandeur. Maybe someone can Google that, because I'm not really sure what it means. But he's definitely going for the reaction. Yeah, it's not bipolar. That's not why he's acting the way he is. It's not a symptom of being bipolar. Yeah. The 7 of Swords. Yeah, the 8 of Wands indicates he's hurting so bad. That's the 7 of Swords. He's in such pain, emotional pain. And what's happening is the 8 of Wands indicates that he's wanting a messaging to get out that overrides how much emotional pain he's in. The guides are saying it was the Kim Kardashian breakup. He's in so much emotional pain. What he's actually doing is, it's like his drug is how much attention he can get by whatever. To the human psyche, and sometimes negative attention is better than no attention. And he really, I'm picking up that he's so intensely wounded by the breakup. Kanye West is so torn up by the breakup that all he can do, and he's using this attention getting activity as a way, like somebody would use a drug to numb the pain. Yeah, he's delusions of grandeur. Somebody Google that. I don't know. Tell me what you come up with. And the Hermit. I want to ask the pendulum. I moved my other pendulum that I really like. Oh, here it is. I want to ask the pendulum, because I see the Hermit is, and there's a reason I'm asking this. Is Kanye West a malignant narcissist? Would he have that? Would he be considered a malignant narcissist? Yeah. Okay. Well, he and Trump are buds, right? And they're both malignant narcissists. Okay, I want to see what else is going on there. Is he considering, I'm just going to ask this, is he at risk for self-harm? So, I'm getting a yes that he's at risk for self-harm. I hope someone's looking after him. Delusions of grandeur. Delusions. Glenn? The key word there is delusions of grandeur, not just the grandeur. 45 started to diss Kim and said, wait, she's the mother of my children. Yeah, that's the anger sneaking out. Frequently found in paranoid schizophrenia, in which a person has an extremely exaggerated... Okay, yeah, that's it. That describes it. Joe G has it. No, there's no excuse for anti-Semitism. That's kind of another facet of the thing. I'm really just asking about, you know what I mean? Dancing in the street. I'm really just asking about what's like suicide. That's what I'm asking about. So, the Hermit means, because he's feeling isolated. Don't think for a second that it doesn't bother him. that he's pushed everybody away. But sometimes someone will have such an extreme sense of feeling cast out of society that they'll start participating in that and casting themselves out. It's kind of like, I think a similar thing I could describe is, it's kind of like if somebody's in a relationship and they really love that person a lot and they sabotage their relationship because they're afraid it's going to end, and so they want to end it before the other person ends it. That's a kind of a paranoid thing. So it's kind of like, it's a little energy with Kanye, like I'm going to just do it to myself before they do it to me. That is it is disturbing. That's underlying what's going on, is like he's sabotaging himself before the whole world steps. He wants to do it first. False beliefs. Delusions of grandeur are one of the more common ones. It's when you believe you have more power, wealth, smarts, or... Yeah, that actually fits, Nadrian. And now you're typing in English. I think you were testing me. Testing my French. That's great. Alex Jones was blown away. That's indicative of something that's really, really intense. I didn't think that you could get somebody like Alex Jones to actually feel like, dude, this is too much. It's amazing. My hair got on my glasses. So, Warren, I'm going to ask about Kevin McCarthy. We're going to this Kevin McCarthy thing next. Now, when I was, you might remember, I think you were there, Warren. Yes, you were. You might remember that when the question was asked on Wednesday, you asked it for the fourth time. Warren, you asked if Kevin McCarthy would be Speaker of the House. And on Wednesday, I said, no, I don't see Kevin McCarthy being Speaker of the House. I see somebody else, and I could not peg who the person was. You're obsessed. I know, you're obsessed with not wanting Kevin McCarthy to be Speaker of the House. I think you're not alone in that. But I really was picking up the other night that it was going to be somebody else. And I couldn't really hone in on who that somebody else is. And then just a little bit earlier on the news, trying to remember who it was, that was some Republican was saying, we have somebody else in mind, and it's somebody that nobody knows yet. So it was somebody that nobody knows yet. It's a mess. And I also was saying that there was a lot of like people in the Republican Party right now that were kept on pointed. But what about when Kevin did this? And what about when Kevin did that? I felt like there's a lot of that going on. And that is what's going on now. So I'm going to take a look at the Speaker of the House situation, see what the cards have about that situation. Yeah, this is the Two of Swords. This is like the Two of Swords is like the stalemate card. They have somebody in mind that's not Kevin McCarthy. The guides are telling me they've already nixed Kevin McCarthy. We'll hear about it. They've already decided, yeah, Republicans in disarray, that's for sure. Talk about things flipping around. Back on them. Boomeranging. The Two of Swords is a Republican Party at a stalemate. They don't know what they're doing. They don't know what to do. Now, speaking of climate change, I don't think that the higher powers will allow the Republicans to be in charge. Well, we can ask about a few people. Well, the Democrats have more floor. I don't see the Republicans taking the House. I mean, I know from what we know thus far, the Republicans have the House, but I don't see that. If you've been following me the past few weeks, I just don't see the Republicans in charge of the House. And I've been attributing that to the January 6th investigations. The Nine of Pentacles indicates that too many options have been put out there. Oh, there's an empty space here. I can do that. There's too many. There's too many. Yeah, indictments are coming for Marjorie Taylor Greene and Lauren Boebert, and the I see about 7 of them. Mark Meadows is facing jail time. That's my psychic impression. I mean, I didn't see that in the news yet. Yeah, you have to be elected to be Speaker of the House, and I just see that there's so many options that they're throwing out there, but Kevin McCarthy's not in that pile of options. And the Six of Cups, these are kind of new cards, so let me take a look. The Six of Cups, this is interesting. They're looking for somebody to be Speaker of the House, the Republicans are, that looks progressive, moderately. They're looking for somebody who appears to be a little bit more progressive. So now I'm getting the vibe about what Newt Gingrich was up to with writing that article. He's trying to sort of stir things around to look like the Republicans are going to come to their senses. Don't be fooled. Beware of wolves in sheep's clothing. Yeah, just they're going for someone who has the look of not being like on the Marjorie Taylor Greene team. Should we be calling her Marjorie Taylor now? Isn't she divorced? Does anybody know? So it looks like they have too many options that they're looking at, but the one that's going to turn out to be a possibility, the highest, likelihood of being elected, is somebody who kind of looks a little bit progressive, but I get really strongly it's a front. They look like they're more moderate Republican, but they're really not. So, oh, that's a good question to ask Joanne. Maybe Frisch actually won, but he conceded, right? Is there still a recount? Warren, you might know this. Is there still a recount if one conceded? I don't think it's Scalise. I don't think it's Scalise. I think Scalise is more extreme than what I'm seeing here. And it doesn't have to be someone who's currently in office. So let's. Yeah, she spoke at Nick Fuentes he's evil incarnate. He's unbelievable. There's a recount being conducted. Oh, okay. Well, let's ask that. I love that you're coming up with these things I can ask about. It's Frisch, right? Is that how you say it? Frisch. He's a really good candidate. Did Frisch actually win and not Boebert? Yes. Frisch actually won. Yeah, I didn't hear that. He actually won. He did win. In Colorado. Yeah, Fuentes, we've been kind of reading about that a little bit. Yeah, Nick Fuentes is a very disturbed. Think Ted Bundy. Yes, I got, Warren, are you paying attention? Yes, I got yes. Pay attention! Frisch won. So that's what I mean, when they recount. Fuentes he has the energy of a mass murderer. I'm sorry to say that. I don't mean to scare anyone. The other one and it's not the same kind of energy, but for weeks now I've been saying that I'm really concerned about Carrie Lake. So, Well, Fuentes is extremely dark. Colorful Foresight, extremely dark. Yeah, so we looked at that the other night about Nick Fuentes, and Warren was asking. Yeah, that's a house seat. Exactly, Joanne. Frisch is a house seat. Warren was asking if Fuentes was, was he a Nazi general? Hermann Goring reincarnated. He's a reincarnation of a Nazi in that time period. Yes, it's always less frightening when we know it's coming. So Carrie Lake, I've been concerned about Carrie Lake for the past 3 weeks. I'm going to read on her next. Because she is like a pit bull that will not let go. Great one. Read Chuck's quote. That's pretty good. That's a pretty good one. I will look to see. I'm going to pull 3 cards. Was Frisch threatened by anyone to concede? I don't know. I feel like... yeah, Frisch can take it back. I see a recount and I see that he won. I'm not sure when the recount is happening. Who's wigging out? Oh, Carrie Lake. Yeah. I'm really concerned about Carrie Lake. But when I last read on it, I got she was going to cause all... This is what I got, and we'll look at it again. We'll look at Carrie Lake again. I got that she was going to go to all the different extreme right-wing media outlets, every single one that she could. And that's exactly what she's doing. And then I saw that she would be indicted, or she would be cited for something criminal that has to do with that. The recount has to happen by the end of the month. Okay. Okay. Oh, the guides are making my earring. Hang on, the guides have something to say. So I got that Carrie Lake would be causing a ruckus and be calling people to do violence until, and I got a Jack Smith connection, until she was in legal peril because of it. She has to pay court fees. And then, so what was going to happen was that's going to scare her enough that she'll just kind of fade into the background. So let's see. Carrie Lake. See if that's still consistent. Yeah, the 9 of Swords. Carrie Lake is she's in a bad place. I feel like she was conned by Trump in some way to believe that she could go ahead and win the election even if she didn't win. Her attorneys have to pay the court fees. Interesting. Yeah, Frisch is a good man. That's true. But I feel like Jack Smith, I think you might be talking about Frisch. Jack Smith is going to, he has something to do with Carrie Lake having to cut it out. The 8 of Swords. The guides are showing me Carrie Lake early in life, that she was, it feels like she was bullied, and that she had to, her response to being bullied early in life was to get as vicious as she possibly could. So she has this mindset that I just have to be as horrible as I possibly can and insist on getting my way. The Lover card. Okay. People are actually going to rally against Carrie Lake. And you know, she's putting those election officials through holy hell. And this feels like the American people rising up and defending the people, the election officials, and defending them and defending democracy. Because honestly, yeah, I really get that she was bullied and hurt as a child, Carrie Lake, and that she turned it around and tried to, you know, just like, if you just keep plowing through and plowing through and plowing through, you'll get them back, you know. So I'm not really sure why I'm getting a Jack Smith connection, to why Carrie Lake stops, but it might have something to do with the people she's associating with getting indicted. So let's definitely, we are powerful. We are powerful, powerful beings. Let us send a lot of love to the people, the election officials in Arizona that have worked so hard that Carrie Lake is actually, she's actually calling for her followers to do crimes. Oh, Chuck Hefner, you have a fan. you have a quote fan. To fight off the bullies, Carrie became one. That's very wise. My viewers are so wise. Send love and prayers to Arizona, and that will turn this around. I see her getting scared by what she's facing because of what she's doing. And we want to pray for no violence in Arizona, because that's what she's calling for. She's calling for people to be violent. Can you say Trump 2? Trump number 2? Because that's exactly how she's behaving. I mean, the insurrection didn't succeed in taking down our government. Let's all take a moment of gratitude. Thank you. The insurrection didn't succeed in taking down our democracy. Now, the thing that happens when we almost lose something is we get fired up, and we will never, ever, ever lose it again. That's the positive angle. What Carrie Lake is doing is the negative version of that. We will make sure that we never, ever, ever, ever again come that close to losing our democracy, which is what the January 6th committee is all about. And on that topic, I think it's freaking hilarious that the Republicans that think they're going to be all in control and all in charge are saying, we're gonna get those January 6th documents. It's gonna be available to the public. It's gonna be public information. They're so stupid. I mean, it's just stupid. We're gonna get them. We're gonna get that January 6th committee. We're gonna get them to give us all the documents. There's about 1,000 pages of documents, and as soon as they're finished, it's gonna be made available to the public. Linda Gordon, where did you hear that? Separate topic. We'll get to it. Chuck, you're kind to put up all the quotes. Let's see. Oh, Katie Hobbs won. She's secure in that position. The concern that we have is the potential for violence. Yeah, she's like Trump's female twin. It's true. Really true. Glenn's correct. All bullies are scared. Ben victims attack to prevent being attacked. She must have been really bullied bad. Linda Gordon, are you making that up? Is the rumor that Putin fell down a couple of stairs and soiled his pants true? It's not too unbelievable. He's quite sick. Oh, and here's Warren with the facts. January 6th committee is releasing its report just before December 25th. So here's the deal on that. Linda, are you saying no, that's not true, that you were just making it up? Sorry, for those of you that are having trouble following all this is how my lives are. One topic to another to another. But I'm just noticing that Warren has heard the January 6th committee is releasing its report just before Christmas. And what's in alignment with that is that I see Trump being indicted the third week in December. The third week in December. That's the week of the, the week of the 18th. And so I think it's all going to kind of coincide. The Australian news report is that Putin fell down a flight of stairs. That's how Ivana died. That's how Ivana Trump died. Interesting. Well, let's switch to that topic. I just want to recap what I've been saying about Putin. I've been saying that he's so sick that when I tune into his energy, it feels like his insides are corroding from what I think is cancer, from the feeling of it. When I tune into Putin, that's what I feel. And I'm trying to remember what else I picked up on Putin, was that he's definitely losing. And that's what I felt like Macron and Biden are. I felt like what they talked about extensively was they know that Putin has lost the war. They know. They were speaking as if it was happening. So it is happening. The Russian soldiers cannot make it through the winter. They're poorly equipped. They've run out of so many things. They don't have food. They don't have warm clothes. This is just, they're not well trained. They're making a mess of everything. And Putin is, I don't think that there's anybody around him and around that regime, the Russian regime, the Russian Federation. What do I always think of? The Federation of Evil, the Dark Federation. What do they say in Star Wars? The Evil Empire. Yeah, Putin's evil is eating him from the inside out. Plus, all these people hating him. Don't think for a second that doesn't have an effect on somebody's energy, on somebody's physical energy. So Jackie's asking a question that I've answered many times, and let me just recount what I've said. Well, when Putin dies, the war is over. I mean, is that like, did I miss something? Because to me, that's really obvious. The evil empire's Walmart? Okay, that's a new one on me. Yeah, I'm just reading your comments. Biden and Macron are giving Putin a chance to slink out. Well, I think Putin's just going to slink out because he just dies. But I didn't hear that news about him falling downstairs. That's news to me. Thank you to those of you who are hitting the thumbs up. Much appreciate. If you can please hit the thumbs up, that'd be great. Did Putin fall down the stairs? He did fall down the stairs. Now, if he fell down the stairs, obviously he's in a weakened state physically. Obviously. What I've been reading is that by January, February, the war will be done. Is that still checking out? Yeah, by January, February, the war will be done. Is it sooner than that? Is it sooner than January that it'll be done? Not sooner. It feels like January. Oh, can you see people dancing in the streets when this war is over? It's going to be really something. Okay, I'm going to ask. This is what I'm jumping around to different topics. I'm kind of curious. Oh yeah, but 1 year, the war will be over. It's not going to go past a year. I get that very strongly. Some psychic impressions are, looks like it's going in that direction. And some psychic impressions are, and some of you are out there do this work, and you know what I'm talking about. And some impressions are like, dead ringer. You can't talk me out of it. This war is over. Soon. Jane Fonda, just switching topics, on Ari Melber, which I just caught it for a few minutes, but he only has people on for a few minutes at a time anyway. And then they go to all these commercials. She was saying that Joe Manchin is a huge threat to our global climate because he's getting ready to sign deals. I'm telling you people, you got to join our Grassroots of Democracy group. Go to psychicannetdion.com because we write letters and we get things done. Joe Manchin is really investing in supporting the oil and coal. Thank you, LB Studio. You're so good about putting my website link up. Yes. Did you? So Joe Manchin has to go. Manchin, oh my gosh. Did you all see when Joe Manchin was in his big boat in West Virginia, and these people on in kayaks were rowing up to his boat? I'm trying to remember what they were yelling at him about. Something that he was holding up them passing. There's been so many things, and I'm just not remembering what it was. Does anyone remember that? And he was just like, he's just got this like, let them eat cake kind of energy behind it. We're gonna read on Joe Manchin. We're gonna read on what's gonna happen to Joe Manchin, who's in bed with big coal and big oil. What about Greenpeace? I give $20 a month to Greenpeace. Support Greenpeace. Yeah, Manchin's only in it for the money, and he doesn't give. He doesn't care about anybody. I'll put it that way. Don't these people know they're going to hell if they don't snap out of it? Oh, is the Build Back Better bill? Thank you, Linda Gordon. Yeah, which finally passed. Okay, so right now, I'll read about cinema next. I mean, the Manchin cinema thing is similar to the Mike Pence thing. Mike Pence was so criminal and so complicit in the crime of January 6th, and so he knew what was going on. And then at the same time, it's good he was there because he didn't let them, just stop the certification of the election. And he enabled them to go back and to certify Joe Biden's winning the election. So Manchin and cinema, there's a similar thing going on where, it's good they're there because the Democrats were in the majority, but so much stuff that they're doing that's just wrong. So this is Manchin. He's under pressure. Okay, so support all the environmental groups that are fighting global climate change, that are fighting big oil. Because I feel like Joe Manchin is going to be stuck between a rock and a hard place. Now this is interesting because this card is coming up for the Republicans also. And Joe Manchin is showing up energetically as a Republican. Five of Cups. I see lawsuits coming at Manchin. The I see lawsuits. I do. I see lawsuits. And I see the emotions of the people. It feels like the guides are showing me an image of pounding on the door. Not literally, metaphorically. I feel that the people are pounding down Manchin's door. Not literally, once again. I don't advocate for that kind of thing. Pounding down the door, and he's not going to be able to keep on supporting big coal and big oil. So there's big dollars going into fighting back. Patty Rogers, it's okay that you're late. You don't get detention for that around here. So anyway, it looks like Manchin's going to be out shouted. They do show up energetically as Republicans. Let's look at cinema next. I don't know when the election comes back around again that would potentially unseat cinema. Does anybody know? Can someone look that up for me? Will cinema lose her seat next time around? She will lose her seat next time around. By the way, I think Hakeem Jeffries is going to do an excellent job as speaker. You're funny, Patty. Love having you here. Love having you all here. 2025. Thank you. Yeah, but to be seated. Yeah. I don't see cinema getting in. I just keep switching my pendulums. Keep it interesting. Keep you guessing. Which one will I use next? Will Manchin be reelected next time the elections come around? No. Neither one of them. Neither one of them. Everybody who's been participating in saving democracy and signing petitions and doing the right thing, just be happy that you are, and tell other people to do the same. Tell other people to do the same because it is working. Remember, why do you have concerns about Hakeem Jeffries? I don't understand. Roberta, do I have a talk with you again? Let's be conscious of our tendencies to insist on thinking negatively. Okay? Okay? Exactly. Warren Green, that's exactly my thinking. Pelosi's going to be, Pelosi's not leaving. She's still going to be in Congress. And she's been kind of training Hakeem Jeffries. They'll be working side by side. And I don't think there's a better choice. You thought Manchin wanted to be a governor again. He hates DC back. But no, he wants the money. Manchin wants the money. I think Hakeem Jeffries has got the right temperament. He has Nancy Pelosi right by his side. Nancy Pelosi is a very gifted woman in politics and negotiating. Like you don't get people like that very often in government. Yeah, Jeffries seems like he'll be awesome. And you know my rule here, if people get negative. No, I won't put Roberta in timeout. I'm just Roberta, it's not personal. Okay, so yeah, Pelosi was just, what she got past in the face of so much obstruction defies law. It defies law. It's amazing. And speaking of white light, I want you to know that in your visualizations, if there's somebody who is calling for violence and causing harm, particularly through the negative rhetoric, you can imagine them bound in white light. You can bind them in your mind with white light. Not like Trump saying he could think those documents into being not classified. Not like that. If you were a pagan, you would do a binding ritual. What movie was that in? It is a thing. Yeah, we have to see the good in people. None of us are perfect. All of us can be nasty once in a while. So ones that are nasty, every one of us can be nasty once in a while. We can cop to that, right? But the key is to not stay that way, to apologize when you have screwed up, make amends, be peaceful. What am I reading on? Okay. As if on cue, I look up and Warren's like, what about the Indiana? The reason that the question is being asked about the Indiana Medical Board is because there is a horrific, I'm looking for my notes. Okay, you guys, you need to get on this. Yeah, I know, but Al Franken's doing all right. Al Franken's, he's free. I think he's doing comedy now. He's got a great podcast. Maybe Al Franken is happier. Maybe he's more effective. Maybe Al Franken is more effective as not being a senator, okay? There's always a positive side. And it actually shows, by the contrast, we're talking about Al Franken now, by the contrast, shows that the Democrats have scruples and the Republicans have none. The Indiana Attorney General's name is Todd Rokita. So we need to write to the Medical Board of Indiana because what he's doing is he's trying to investigate and prosecute the doctor who had the wherewithal and the expertise and professionalism and the humanity to do the right thing and perform an abortion on the 10-year-old girl who was a victim of rape and incest. And he's trying to get the doctor who performed the abortion de-licensed to lose her, to lose her license to practice medicine. And he is a heinous human being. He's basically saying that She should have let the 10-year-old child that wasn't traumatized enough, she should have not performed the abortion. So, right to the Medical Board of Indiana, to defend, I didn't write down the doctor's name, of a female. So we can look, and come to Grassroots of Democracy, and we're going to be working on that tomorrow. Carrie Lake lawyers sanctioned $1 million per Midas touch. Really? Tell me more about that. I'm a huge fan of Midas touch. Huge. Unapologetically democratic. What will the medical board do? Well, Warren, just on this topic of the Attorney General, who has no business being Attorney General in Indiana, I'm not sure what the letters that we're writing to the Board of Medicine, the medical board. I'm not sure what people will be saying in the letters. So we'll dive into that at Grassroots of Democracy. It's kind of too complex to do reading on exactly right now. But what I'll read about on that is what's going to happen to that Indiana Attorney General. How about that? Give me a thumbs up! Thank you so much, Paula Ann. That's my sister's name. Okay. Paula Ann. What's going to happen to that Attorney General? Oh, so was the lawsuit was against Midas Touch? Different topic. On Carrie Lake, apparently Gil is saying Carrie Lake lawyers sanctioned $1 million per Midas Touch. Sanctioned by whom? Carrie Lake is she's a terrible, terrible, awful human. Sanctioned $1 million. I'm just wondering who sanctioned her. Okay, so the Indiana Attorney General will be violating Indiana law if he goes around the medical board. Okay, so will he be stopped from his shenanigans? I think that might be a Joe Biden word. I say that a lot now. Yeah, okay. The Two of Swords just keeps coming up. The Attorney General will be stuck between a rock and a hard place. He has no case. He has no right doing what he's doing. And the Strength card, this is the strength of women coming forward, and the Ten of Pentacles. I see the Attorney General in Indiana being shamed, like I see him sulking away, like being so called out and shamed. Like, I kind of feel like he's in just metaphorically, in the center of a circle, and everyone's just like yelling at him. Like, and actually, I know that there are protests in Indiana, and I see them continuing. So that's probably why I see people shouting at him. That makes sense. So that was about the Indiana Attorney General. If you don't know about it, look it up. Heinous human being. Late dinner time. We'll watch from beginning later. Yeah. I need to get some dinner. Will Hakeem Jeffries work well with Vice President Harris? Well, I don't know what you're looking for there, because I don't see why it wouldn't go well. Maybe you should complain to the Indiana bar about Indiana. Yeah, okay, Warren, that feels more on. Complain to the Indiana bar about the Indiana Attorney General's conduct. Definitely. He should be shamed. He should be shamed. It's beyond human. So does he really think it would have been the right thing to force a 10-year-old child to have a baby? It's kind of an anomaly that would be possible for a 10-year-old girl to get pregnant, but it's possible, obviously. Okay. Yes, Grassroots of Democracy. If you go to psychicannetdion.com, there is a page where you can just put your email address in so you receive the Zoom invite to our meetings. No obligation. We're not asking for anything. All you need to have is a desire to save democracy. Hi, Maria. How are you? Oh, a little commercial break. December 17th, I'm having a winter solstice event. Please register. Sign up for it. It's going to be incredible. I got to get better at marketing. We're gonna decorate for Yuletide. We're gonna bring in, greens like fir tree greens from the outside. We're gonna have candles. We're gonna have live music, and I'm gonna be teaching people about magic. About magic, right? And when Maria showed up, it reminded me because she's been in my classes. I don't know. I'm not clear about. Okay. So I just read on the Indiana Attorney General, and now I want to go back to this. Are they going after Midas Touch? Is Kari Lake going after Midas Touch? I'm confused about that. Joanne's explaining why girls are entering puberty at earlier ages. Yeah, that's been a theory for a long time. No. Okay, so I'll look into that. I'm sure Midas Touch will cover what Kari Lake is up to. They're good like that. And Texas Paul really went off on a rant like he did. It was a report on Midas Touch. Okay, that makes sense. That makes sense. Did you see Texas Paul talking about Kari Lake? Boy, he's fit to be tied. Thank you, Roberta. Thank you, Roberta. Roberta comes to Grassroots of Democracy. We love it. We have a good time. We're all friends now. Grassroots of Democracy was formed in January, so we're going on a whole year. My guys just told me to get it together. Her lawyers are sanctioned. Kari Lake's lawyers. Okay. Trump. Should we go to Trump? Okay. Should we go to Trump? You know what's so funny? Well, maybe it's not funny. Maybe that's the wrong word. I feel like in 2023, Donald J. Trump will be irrelevant. That doesn't mean he won't be prosecuted. But I feel like in 2023, early 2023, Donald Trump will be irrelevant. (2023) he will be irrelevant. Patty, thanks. Yeah, she's giving me the rest of the information about Kari Lake. Donald Trump in 2023 will be irrelevant. Let's take a moment and give thanks. Thank you. I had said, when people were asking me about that special master, Judge Deary, oh my gosh, when that happened, I was so, when they were asking for a special master, oh my gosh, I think Warren saw me that day in our Zoom meeting. I was so angry when the special master was, they were thinking of appointing the special master. And then when I read the pendulum, and Warren is a witness to this, I kept getting no special master, no special master. And then they were going back and forth and back and forth and back and forth. Guess what? No special master. Yeah, Trump will be irrelevant. I'm going to read 3 cards. I'm going to pull 3 cards. And that lines up with the astrology too. I'm going to see if I can get in touch with Andre at Astrology Alert and maybe have him on. Hopefully that won't fall through. I heard the astrology for Trump in 2023 is horrific for him. Okay, the 3 of Swords. You can't get much more heartbreak and distress than the 3 of Swords. The 10 of Swords is pretty bad too, but this is really like a stab right to the heart. And speaking of that, it just reminded me. There's a little video, this just reminded me, of Kari Lake talking about to her supporters when she was campaigning. You may have seen this, where she said, we're going to put a a knife right through the heart of the McCain people. That didn't help her so much. And then I have the Three of Swords, and I'm reading about Trump, and I'm seeing this. So that's interesting. There's a strong Carrie Lake Trump connection. This is Trump. The Three of Swords, the Seven of Swords, and this is Jack Smith. I think Jack Smith, well, I've said that, and one of Jack Smith's past lives, he was an extremely powerful, it feels like a soldier, extremely powerful, no nonsense, unbelievable. Trying to remember what. Let's read on that real quick. Jack Smith is going after Trump. Going after. Yeah, can you believe that Carrie Lake said that about McCain? Yeah, really, 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 really stupid. Warren, were you watching Morning Joe this morning? What they were saying? I don't know if you guys have Market Basket where you are, but where I live, they say Market Basket. It's like it's a food, it's a chain, it's a franchise. So funny. That was pretty funny. Anyway, because Joe Biden is here, and people weren't so much like excited about that as they were excited about the Celtics games and the Bruins games and the, even like, Prince William and Kate are in Boston too. Yeah, it was pretty funny. They were really making fun of how people talk up here. They do. I try to say my R's as best as I can. It's a conscious choice that I made a long time ago. So Trump in 2023, wow. We're gonna read on Jack Smith. We're gonna read on Jack Smith. So Trump goes after Jack Smith's wife. Now this is the self-sabotage that I was referring to. This is like, remember I was talking about Kanye? Self-destructive. Sabotaging everything. McCain was a very good man. Warren, are you reading my mind? Because it's like, you keep saying things when I've said them already. We're reading on Jack Smith. He was a very important defender of a country. That's what I get. Jack Smith was, but it's a little bit hard to hone in. I need more time to really sit with it. Today Trump is going after the FBI. I'm telling you. He's self-sabotaging. He's burning down his own house. I'm reading on Jack Smith and look at what I got. You think? Was Jack Smith at the Nuremberg trials? I'll look that up. When were they? The 40s? Union officer. No, I see it not in this country. I'm definitely picking up the Jack Smith in a past lifetime. Another country, very important, very important. Okay, like a Napoleon, like that. Well, I'll ask about that. Well, this is the Justice card came right up when I was asking about Jack. Let's use this pendulum. Little crush on Jack. Well, I think that women probably, or men that aren't heterosexual, probably have a crush on Jack because he's a strong man, and he's a good-looking man too. He is. That's true. Was Jack Smith in his former life part of the Nuremberg trials? No, I don't get that. He looks like a handsome Rasputin. I'd have to look up a picture of Rasputin. Well, ladies here have a crush on Jack Smith. What happened to the crushes on George Clooney? He was here in Gloucester, Mass. It's where the perfect storm happened. Oh, Jack Smith, justice. The Ace of Pentacles, success. Jack Smith will have success. He's going after the Emperor, who has no clothes. the emperor. He's got everything he needs to crush Trump. Everything that he needs. I just feel like he's just patiently, not that he's not working extremely hard. I feel like Jack Smith is almost, workaholic material. After what, I don't think Jack Smith is going to finish what he's setting out to accomplish for a very long time. Like a few years. Like, it's going to be like 4 years. A perfect reading. Nobody's ever said that. Thank you. That's sweet. It's about time that somebody crushed the dumpster. The only reason I'm saying the perfect reading is a great compliment is there's always variables. But we've hit a lot of stuff, that's for sure. We've hit a lot of stuff right. He's all caught up in the info. Yeah, because I had read on an indictment coming for Trump the week that it came on a Friday afternoon, where I was like, well, when's it gonna happen? It was Friday afternoon. I felt like it was over for Trump. That felt like an indictment. When Jack Smith got appointed, that felt like an indictment of Trump right off the bat. And everyone was so freaked out, and I was like, but I already saw it. I had already seen it, so I wasn't worried at all. It felt like the right thing. If like when Jack Smith got appointed as the special counsel, I felt like Merrick Garland had just upped his game. I felt like Merrick Garland had just honed right in. That's what I felt. Somebody's asking on something I read about earlier. Sorry, I don't know what she's asking. Try to hit all the questions that I can. Somebody wanted to know how Melania was doing. Let's read on Melania. Let's see how Melania is doing. Thank you to the wielders of the wrenches. And thank you guys for being so awesome. I'm starting to look forward to Friday nights. Do you care? Do you care about Melania? Well, we're just curious. Garland met with Jack Smith when he was in Ukraine. Yeah. Remember when Garland went to Ukraine and we were all like, wow, look at that picture of Merrick Garland in Ukraine. That we were kind of like puzzled by that. All right. Hi, Connie B. See how Melania is doing. Oh, can you imagine having to be married to that man? She's waiting to leave the country. What I'm looking at is whether she's in legal trouble. Don't forget the thumbs up, and thank you for the thumbs up. You've been lurking. Be grateful. You can lurk. There's a lot of lurkers. Melania, it looks like, has her eye on somebody new. I think that's been going on for a long time. Justice is coming from Melania. Yeah, justice is coming from Melania. I feel like Jack Smith has something on Melania. The Three of Pentacles means that it's going to build a case. Thank you for the thumbs up. You guys got right on that. I appreciate it. So, justice is coming from Melania. Justice came up on Jack Smith, so this does represent him. The Three of Pentacles, I feel like she's going to flip. Because I see like a different angle being built anew to the casework. So I'm picking that up. Everyone is awesome. You guys, pat yourselves on the back for being awesome. We don't do that enough, right? You don't do that enough. You don't pat yourself on the back enough. If you're awesome, tell yourself, I'm awesome. Let's see. The Trump org, what do we call it? Grifco? It's fine if you lurk. You hear that song? Is there a song called Everyone is Awesome? If not, I'm going to write it. You look forward to Friday night? Good, because I've been kind of keeping that consistent. So I think I will keep it going. Oh, you're welcome, Lori. It's my pleasure. so Trump org and Letitia James and Weisselberg. By the way, I know that we are upset that Alan Weisselberg is not getting more than 5 months' time, but from what I hear, and some of you might know more about this, Weisselberg is not going to the most country club-ish prison. So Rikers Island, is that where it is? So let's take a look at. It's amazing he hasn't flipped more. Warren, what's the name of the prison Weisselberg's going to? I can just see you at your computer. You're welcome. Are you guys having a cocktail? You having dinner? What you doing? I feel like I'm the hostess of a party. Rikers. It's Rikers, right? Yeah, that's where Weisselberg is going. I mean, his life could be in danger. No matter what you say, someone's gonna say you're wrong. You're wrong. Fun song. Oh well, send it to me. I'm a songwriter. Little segue. So earlier, if you were on earlier, you heard me say I had to like fill in for a musician who couldn't make it to a local cable station show today, and I got to sing a Christmas song that I wrote, which was really fun. And if you come to my winter solstice event, psychicannetdion.com, you can sign up there. I'll be playing that song. I'll be playing some music and doing some and learning some stuff too. So Griftco. I don't know who started saying Griftco. Might have been Autumn at Black and Orange. Anyway. 5 of Swords. That doesn't look good. The 5 of Swords for Griftco. The 4 Griftco. The 4 of Wands. I'm getting kind of a sense of a slap on the wrist kind of a thing. I get that Weisselberg is taking one for the team. For Team Trump. And thank you, Patty. And the 10 of Cups. Actually, okay, so this is when we see what happens with this Letitia James case against Trump, we're going to feel like it's not enough, but there are many layers to it. Oh, thank you. You love my last musical post. My song about gun violence. Sad song. So it looks like Griftco is gonna. It's not going to look to us like they got enough punishment, but there are more layers to it. So don't get like discouraged if you feel like that Trump org isn't getting punished badly enough, because I feel like there are more layers to it. Like we might think the fine isn't big enough and all that. So there's that. Okay. You want to throw a question up there? I'm going to ask about climate change, if we're going to get on top of it. Okay, is it possible that Garland chose Jack Smith because of confirmation by a foreign country? Yes, yes. Well, here's the thing. It wasn't lost on me for a second that Jack Smith prosecuted war criminals. Not for a second. And if you were here last Friday, I spoke about the really strong chords that I saw that were like, when I think Jack Smith, I don't think he's working on crimes in the United States as much as I think, just automatically. I noticed that the other day. It's like, I think of Jack Smith and I think of across the ocean crimes. So what Jack Smith is doing, according to my psychic impressions, which I like to call psychic facts, it's just my thing that I say. I feel that what he's investigating is what's across the oceans. Saudi Arabia, Russia, Iran, I'm not sure about that, but Trump's connections. Viktor Orban, Hungary. That's what Jack Smith is investigating. And actually, they're handing it to me now. When I said Viktor Orban, I thought Marjorie Taylor Greene, and I do see Jack Smith not letting Marjorie Taylor Greene off the hook, and there's a connection with Viktor Orban. That's why. We'll read on Marjorie Taylor Greene now. Let's do that. That's why I feel like I really get strongly, of all the people that are in trouble, I get really like Marjorie Taylor Greene is at the top of the head of the class kind of thing. She's such a dumb woman. She really gives women a bad name. I mean, not that we identify with her, but she's so... there aren't any words. Yes, I probably did say that on Wednesday. Yeah, well, I repeat myself because there are different people here. I say so much in our 3-hour shows, it's like, sometimes I forget. Okay. Marjorie Taylor Greene, what do you have coming for you? The devil. MTG been working for the devil. Yes, she has. Yep. Bad. Oh, yeah. Marjorie Taylor Greene has sold her soul to the devil. And boy, is she going to be emotional about it. I feel like she's going to have a mental breakdown. I feel that Marjorie Taylor Greene is going to have a mental breakdown. Because like Trump, she's a malignant narcissist. And she thinks that she can do no wrong. And nobody can touch her. And she can get away with everything. And, well, her role model is Trump, just like Carrie Lake. And the Four of Wands. I see things turning in a new direction for this country. Marjorie Taylor Greene going down is going to be the beginning of the end of the insurrectionists. I don't know if anybody caught this. Oh, somebody put a piano keyboard up there. Nice. I don't know if anybody caught this. How I'll be able to tell if Marjorie Taylor Greene has a breakdown? What I get about that is we won't see her so much. Yeah, are you getting that too, Mystic? I feel like she'll have a breakdown. She'll have a mental breakdown. And she's going to kind of slither away. Did I see her audition for... Are you kidding me? Is that a joke? Did I see Marjorie Taylor Greene audition for American Idol? Anyway, she has a new boyfriend? Yikes. Really? She was on some right-wing extremist channel. I don't know what it was. And man, this woman, Marjorie Taylor Greene, was going on and on and on and on and on. Yeah, her husband's divorcing her. She was going on and on and on. I was like, I should have stopped listening to it because I was just boiling with anger about how poorly the insurrectionists are being treated in prison. Hello? They're at war with their own country. They're being treated so badly. She's actually defending the people who tried to kill our democracy, quite literally. She was on American Idol? When? Yes, John B. Yeah, Jack Smith will go for Marjorie Taylor Greene and Boebert and Holly's. Yes. I have been saying that. You might have just jumped on. I see about 7 definitely being indicted. Yeah. Linda, what'd you say? Was it a swear word or something? People get their message. They retract their messages and I'm like, what did you say? What was not real? The American Idol thing? I don't know if she sang. Oh, it could be because she's afraid of jail. Oh, that's interesting, Glenn. Okay. It was someone else that looked like Marjorie Taylor Greene. She doesn't strike me as a singer. You can kind of tell. Alright, so we need to ask, is it because Marjorie Taylor Greene is afraid of jail that I'm picking up on a mental breakdown? Yeah, that's a strong yes. That's a strong yes. She's in competition with Carrie Lake to be Marjorie Trump. All right, let's ask this. Do you hear the beer bottles? Through the window that's pretty much closed. Is Trump going to jail? Is Donald J. Trump going to jail? It's giving me the runaround. This question just will not be answered by the pendulum. Friday night party, the beer bottles are being dumped in the barrel next door. It is a busy restaurant. It's unbelievable. The pendulum never will tell me that he's going to jail. I do see the mental hospital. I don't know if I don't feel like it's a mental hospital. I feel like it's a hospital. Because I always see him in a wheelchair. Will he be in a hospital? Will Donald Trump be in a hospital? Yes. Isn't that funny? Lori's pendulum won't answer that question either. I get that he's going to be in a hospital, though. I get that, yeah. I get, and I've always gotten house arrest. Marjorie Taylor Greene probably smells like beer, cigarettes, and the sad, angry lust. I know one thing for sure, Ted Cruz doesn't smell very good. Alex Jones declared bankruptcy. So what? Does anyone know the repercussions of him declaring bankruptcy? Will Alex Jones succeed in being able to declare for bankruptcy? No, he will not. 7 other readers get no jail for Trump, but I think it's because he's very sick. And I think that I always see house arrest. Yeah, when it does this, it's like no commitment, and it means things aren't really, there's too many things in play. Is there a GoFundMe account for Alex Jones? Is Alex Jones going to be successful in declaring bankruptcy? No. I keep getting no. What he put those parents through? It's not bad enough to lose a child to gun violence? A little one especially? Jeez. We are seeing the dregs of the slime of the bottom of the barrel in humans. And we have to stand up and say no to it. We have to stand up and say no. Just the thought that Alex Jones might have a GoFundMe account. You know what? I wouldn't be surprised if he did. I wouldn't be surprised if he did. Certain smell when someone's sick and dying from within. Well, yeah, it's a certain smell too when people eat horribly. Like, can you imagine? Tony has a stainless steel bed at the hospital. Can you imagine how Ted Cruz smells? Can you imagine how Trump smells? You know, you are what you eat. I don't know who David Icke is. So, yeah, they're horrible, horrible people. Friday Night Live with Barbara Dion. Who's Barbara? Who's Barbara? Thomas Martin? I don't know Barbara Dion. I do think that Milo got confused about my name. That's why I didn't get the invite to show up at his show today. My sister? I don't have a sister, Barbara. I'm missing something. I feel like I missed part of the thread there. You guys are being awful. After Baba Wawa. Baba Wawa. I wonder how old she is now. Do we all remember Baba Wawa when Gilda Radner did Baba Wawa? So funny. Gosh, I've plumb run out of questions. How is that possible? Your sister's name is Annette. It's not that common. Okay, so looking for a question. Yeah, Barbara Walters must be in her 90s, I would say. Jane Fonda, I guess, is a testament to plastic surgery. Looks great. Or whatever they do. No. 93. Yeah. Why are you sorry, Patty? Patty, what happened? What'd you do? I'm thinking that we probably. Oh, I was gonna read on if we're gonna have substantial progress made on combating global climate change. The Inflation Reduction Act has a lot in it for that. You were being negative. You were. I missed it. We would have put you in timeout. You know. There's no negativity allowed here. Jane Fonda's 83. Yeah. Well, you know, when you're that wealthy, you can make yourself look like you're, I don't know, 50 for the rest of your life. That's a good question. Will Trump's other properties be searched? I'm surprised they haven't been, because I really have gotten that they will be. Global climate change. You want to be in timeout? Everybody, Thomas wants to be put in timeout. Global climate change. Two of Wands, very much, countries are very much looking at it. The Empress reminds me of Greta Thunberg. We're going to see a huge movement towards global climate change measures being taken. And the Knight of Swords. I would say yes. There's going to be massive progress made on alternatives to burning fossil fuels and coal and the methane problem. We're going to see a lot of progress. And if it helps to think about it this way, in the way, like, I don't want people to think, oh, Annette's saying that the war in Ukraine was a good thing. What I'm going to say is there's a side effect to the war in Ukraine, and what it did was, one of the side effects to the war in Ukraine is it's making people starkly aware that we have got to go solar and green energy. And Save Soil, thank you, Chuck. I want to get a sign, and I'm going to put it right here, for SaveSoil.org. Sadhguru has a worldwide initiative, and they're doing great to save the world's topsoils. If we don't save the world's topsoils, we have world starvation. But there's time to fix it. We got that Adam Frisch would win, because there's a recount in Colorado. Will states buy coastal property because they can't rebuild? Well, I think what you mean to say, Rose Blue, I'm not understanding that. When will Jack Smith be back in America? Oh, is he not in America right now? I actually feel like Jack Smith is not going to be in America. I mean, honestly. Because it's safer for Jack Smith, not that he doesn't have massive security in the United States, but it is safer for him to be in a different country. How does Wi-Fi affect global warming? Do you mean how does global warming affect Wi-Fi? I think you have that reversed. I'm really confused, Jackie. Jackie, we said we were going to pray for you. Okay. Who's Jack Smith? Somebody tell Thomas who Jack Smith is. As far as global climate change, though, it does look like we will have measures. Severe, intense measures taken to combat global climate change. So that's good. I'm seeing the year 2024 as being really, really, very much the year that it's a full force. I'm not confused. What's going on, Thomas? I'm not confused. You were saying, who's Jack Smith? So I told someone to tell you. Sometimes you go into the woods without your cell phone for like 3 weeks and you don't know what's going on. So we're telling you. I'm just kidding. I don't know anybody that does that. It's Friday night. Yes, it is Friday night. Thomas, are you being strange tonight? I don't know who Fred Upton is. Does anybody? I'm not getting that he'll be the next speaker. Look at look at what? Now we're getting all off focus. I haven't heard of Shaquella Robinson. Thomas is having a good Friday night. Yeah, Thomas Martin's having a good time Friday night. The name Jack Smith is so confusing. It's recognizable. Well, what it is it's two very common names. Almost like absurdly common. Almost to where you're like, is that really his name? It might not be. Okay, we're going to start winding down. Somebody's asking, will we be surprised by what comes up in the January 6th report that's going to be available to the public? It's a who. Okay, so let's take a look. I did read on the volcano. Oh yeah, I did read on the volcano. Thank you for clearing that up. When I read on the volcano in Hawaii, I asked if people would need to evacuate, and it said no at that time. And I said, will it be dangerous? And it said yes. So what that was referring to, my take on it was that the ash and everything would be dangerous. So you have to be careful if you're in Hawaii. Wear a mask. Okay, so Thomas is having everything, including cough syrup. Take it easy, Thomas. Global warming doesn't affect Wi-Fi. Okay. I'm reading now on... I don't want to make this too long. It's too long already. I'm reading on... Will we find out new things when the January 6th committee releases its findings? Oh yeah. We're gonna find out a lot about how evil the plot really was. We're gonna find out that it's more evil than we even thought. It's actually gonna bring this country together. The January 6th committee, I mean, there's no perfection here, but I'm just saying. The January 6th committee findings that it will be available for the public to review and go over, it's 1,000 pages. Yes, we're going to find out some new things about how many more things they had planned and how deep the connections went with some of our enemy countries. Half those Republicans are guilty. I agree with that. Is Australia going to be okay? You have to be more specific. Because Australia is a big place. That question's too general. Stop the world, you want to get off. Oh, everybody send Thomas Martin some good vibes. Yeah, we're going to find out some things. I mean, the devil card is right in the middle of this. It's a pleasant looking devil card. And the devil card represents perception. I'm picking up that we're going to find out. I said for a long time, I said, when the January 6th committee gets rolling, back last year, was it last year? Earlier in the year. I said, it's going to make your hair curl. We're not going to believe it. Sending Thomas love and light. Okay, I'm dropping a card. It's time to wind down. Let's do... Beam Thomas up. Let's do a collective 3 cards, okay? Please hit the thumbs up, and thank you to those of you who have. Please subscribe to my channel. Oh, and then I'd say, but if your hair is curly, it's going to make your hair straight. The January 6th committee, all the things they found out. Just meaning. We won't believe it. All right, I dropped a card. I'm back. The moon over the weekend is in... Well, it's in Aries now, so it's going into Taurus. You always worry... I see a lot more people with masks now. Thank you for being here, those of you who are dropping off. I'm only... just 5 more minutes. Stay with it. Okay, so 3 cards for, yeah, thank you for the wielders of the wrench. Much appreciated. I call you all wrench people. Before I pull the cards for the collective, yeah, I see a lot of masks out. And I do feel another wave of COVID coming, so be careful. Especially right after the holidays. What's for dinner? I don't know, what are you having for dinner, Thomas? I don't know, probably vegetables. COVID's going up. Yeah, COVID's going up. So, for the next few days, the Wheel of Fortune, we're going to see some positive developments. So you know, ride the wave of the positive developments, because they're coming. Two of Pentacles. Things are going to start coming into balance. It's going to be a little bit... This is between now and, say, Monday. We're going to see things coming a little bit into balance. They've been way out of balance. Thanks for coming, Dancing Warrior. Good to see you. And the 8 of Wands. The next few days are going to be really good. We have a lot of good news. The economy's good. We're doing good. Jobs are up. You know, things are, they're good. So, embrace the positive. Focus on the positive. Before I go, I haven't been very busy lately, so I kind of think that maybe everyone thinks that you don't want to bother me with getting a reading because you think maybe I'm too busy. I'm not. I can do a reading for you. Book an appointment. And please join us for Church of Spirituality. If you're curious about Church of Spirituality, it's right here on my channel every single Sunday. And this Sunday marks the 2nd year anniversary of my starting Church of Spirituality. It's my own church. And it's uplifting and it helps you to feel good, so there's no obligation or anything. I just want to spread some good inspiration. And So go to psychicannetteDion.com and you'll find out everything that I'm doing, and I'm always adding to it. Wednesday nights with Corey, and we're going to be doing a show pretty soon. It's at Psychic Annette Dion on YouTube. We're going to be doing a show for our predictions for 2023. I think not this Wednesday, but the Wednesday after. Getting ready for that. And I'll do my own private show too for predictions for the coming year. I always do that every year. Good night. Thank you so much for being here. Take care of yourselves and make sure that you're nice to yourself. It's so important. All right? Love you all. See you soon. Namaste.